Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo, set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 So life ain't easy, yo, I think there's a reason though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, though. I always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison, they rot. Head full of flaws, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad for the good in my head when I'm lost. Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive thoughts are overtaken, I got patience. One day at a time is how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause it's sensation. I live my life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
I'm gonna say this loud enough for the people in the back. You know when your life's gonna change? When you stop running back to the things that God is trying to save you from. When you stop pressing rewind on the things that need to be deleted from your life. When you stop hanging on to the things that you know you need to let go of. Let me tell you this, moving on isn't always about knowing where you're going. It's about knowing where you're no longer stand and what you refuse to go back to. Straight up.
Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club.
As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Get breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.
Got the wrong thing up. There we go. What's up, my beautiful people of YouTube? I'm like half asleep over here. I wasn't doing well last night. Not last night at all. This back has really got me a little concerned, I have to be quite honest with you, right? I was playing musical beds last night. Has anybody done that? where you get comfortable, you can sleep for an hour, then you wake up, you just can't get comfortable, you're tossing and turning, then you have to get up and go to the other room. Yes. That was my night. It was great. The real Slim Skittles. First to say hello to everybody. It is nice to see you, Skittles. Skittles in the house, followed by the real me too. It's nice to see you, Mike Stevens, getting a few teeth. Oh, I went to the dentist yesterday. OMG, Mike. Oh my gosh. OMG is right? It was rough. I had to, because I've got I got good teeth. It's not like I don't have bad. I got good teeth. I just got a lot of problems with my mouth, right? So they had to do a deep cleaning yesterday. That's under the gums. It was preventative, but geez. Oh, poor lady. God bless her. She had to stop. She's like numbing me out. Just stop already. Okay. I will not lie. I am the biggest baby at the dentist. Okay. I don't like seeing needles. I freak out seeing needles. I freak out seeing needles going toward my mouth. Yeah. Well, I feel for you. Who else do we have up in here? Mama Shellbell, good morning. It's nice to see you. Baby Yoda Trucker. Hey, love. It's been a while since I saw your name in my chat. Good morning, love. Good morning. TLC is me. Wake up. It's going to be a good day. PJ Second Chance, good morning. It's nice to see you. Rebecca, twin mom. Net L, Lulu's Nan, Joyce, it's nice to see you here. Patty G. Sonia's in the house. Our beautiful Sonia. Good morning. Mama Llama says she's number 3 to give thumbs up. If you haven't thumbed up yet, go out there and give Bullhorn Betty and the mods a thumbs up this beautiful Tuesday morning. And I've got a hair appointment today, and I'm not even feeling like sitting in a freaking chair. My back is killing me. I can't lie about it. Like it bothers me. It's not all the time. But I can tell you, it doesn't feel like it's gotten any better from last Monday to this Monday. I don't know much, but I can tell you that's the way it feels. I'm not feeling it. Rhonda, it's nice to see you. I am Team Summer. Dorsey, Annette, it's nice to see you. What is that? 12 paws, 8 hooves, 4 hands, 2 wings. First time, join the chat. Well, it's nice to have you. What a name. What a name. Lady K, it's nice to see you. Just Debbie, Megan, Kim. Oh, it's nice to see you, Kim. I haven't seen you in a little minute. Maybe you've been here. Hey, Allie, good to see you. What else do we have? Nikki, Kim O, AKA Jackie. Nice to see you. Hindsight, it's nice to see you as well. So I see I've got a few new people in here. I'm Bullhorn Betty. I've been covering the Moscow murders since literally the beginning. I went out there. I did 2 tours out there. I had an opportunity to briefly speak with Lieutenant Lanier, or Captain Lanier rather. We were at the Steptoe Apartments the day, June 30th, when they named Bryan Kohberger as the person responsible, who allegedly, who they feel is responsible for the deaths of Kaylee, Maddie, Xana, and Ethan. So before we get started, I typically read from the language of letting go, and today is no different. And I think it was a message. I was just trying to decide. Some days I read it, some days I don't, especially here lately. I'm not sure why, but we typically read it every day. But I like today. It's June 20th. It says, relax and face the truth. Sometimes we have to face things we'd rather not see. That person we've been dating just isn't someone who is good for us. Our spouse isn't a social drinker. He or she has a serious problem with alcohol. Our child isn't just being cute little child anymore, making up silly stories. That child is lying and stealing from us. Sometimes these moments of truth are big bombs in our lives. Other times we run from those smaller moments of truth. We've done something that hurt someone, no matter how defensive and innocent we pretend to be, and we need to face up to that. Maybe our children have grown up and left home, and we've been running from that truth, pretending that we still need to be the center of, they need to be the center of our lives. Children have grown up and left the home, and we are running from that truth, pretending we still need to center our lives around them. Sorry about that. I don't know why I struggled on that one. Or maybe the truth is we are feeling angry, abandoned, or hurt. We all have moments of truth in our life. I was talking to a friend one day. He had been complaining that his air purifier didn't work. I was going to the repair shop, so I offered to take his medicine in and get it fixed. It's plugged in, he said. I got it turned on, and I can't afford to be without it. You've got it turned on, but it's not working, right? You're right. Without that, you're right. Without that, I didn't notice. Relax. Let your illusions go. Turn and face whatever you're running from. Not facing the truth doesn't make the truth go away, no matter how much we hope it will. If you've been running from the truth in some area of your life, gently begin to face what you prefer to avoid. The power is in the truth. God, help me turn from my illusions. Help me understand the power that comes when I take time to clearly see and have the moments of truth. So I thought it was good. I stumbled upon some stuff, but I didn't read it thoroughly this morning when I got up. So I apologize about that. Oh, this back. So good morning. So I'm sure most of you guys are here to hear about this Brady Giglio disclosure and material, and what does it all mean? I know we covered this back in March when this came out. We covered, what the Brady disclosure was, what the Giglio material means. And so Jennifer Coffendorfer kind of, made a tweet. And I was about to respond to the tweet, and I thought, maybe I'll keep it to myself, and maybe we'll open it up for discussion this morning, because I don't know what made me think of this, or why I haven't thought about this before, why we possibly didn't discuss this as a perspective, a possibility. But the dots weren't just there, and throughout this case, more information has become available. We're monitoring everything, especially like the motions to compel, because it's kind of telling us, what's been provided to them, right? Even if they don't want to tell the public what's been provided, if you're looking at all the requests for discovery and all of their responses to that discovery, or the motions to compel, rather, which is saying, hey, the state still hasn't given us this, or the state still hasn't given us that, and you look at the original list, you can kind of do some deductive reasoning and say, okay, well, they've received this. They received this. Hey, Stuffers, it's nice to see you. Dixie, Kentucky girl, nice to see you as well. So you can do some deductive reasoning and say, okay, well, if this was their original request and these are what they're arguing about that they haven't received, we can assume, this is an assumption, it's not a fact. We can assume that they have received this, and this, right? So we've had a lot of information that's come to us, even with some of the, warrants, the sealed warrants, even though they really have no information in them, at least we're seeing what they're looking at, where their focus was, at the beginning of the case, and where their focus is now as we're proceeding, as we're making it to trial. And we haven't really, we've talked about the Giglio Brady stuff, once or twice. I think we talked about it in depth, for a few days when it first was put on the docket. And then, we speculated on what it could mean and what it could be related to. And then, of course, every now and again, it'll rear its ugly head where, somebody will say something and it'll spark the discussion where we come back to the Brady Disclosure and the Giglio material. And then this is kind of the same thing. I'm going through, I'm seeing if there's any new information out there, if there's any new perspectives people have, if there's any, because people have been doing some really creative requests with the document request where it's actually garnering some useful information for, us, for the people that are following this case. So it's been very interesting. So you never know what you're going to stumble across or find when you're looking into these matters. Well, this wasn't easy. It wasn't hard, rather. Jennifer Coffindoffer is somebody that I watch and follow frequently. And, I do find her perspective and some of the things that she discusses on her tweets and her Twitter feed. I like the conversation. I like the having to think and, putting different perspectives in people's minds. And I just like it. So this is no different when it comes to that. And here's a post that she posted. And then we're going to kind of go through some of my thoughts. And then I'm going to open up the phone lines because I want to see what your thoughts are on this, because I have to be honest with you. I think I might know what it is. And I don't know why I didn't think about this early on. Bear with me, right? So she states that this is a quick recap on the Brady and Giglio issue, which the defense will continue to try and raise as they put the Idaho 4 investigation under a microscope. Easy to understand definition of both are attached. And I'm pretty sure that if you've watched me for any significant amount of time, we've had, I don't know if these are the exact same ones that I pulled up, but we've definitely gone over the definition and some examples of what they were in prior lives. But just for you, for the people here that are watching this morning, Brady material or the evidence the prosecutor is required to disclose under this rule. That's first. And you notice it's bold. And it could be bolded because of the person that typed it out, maybe on this post. It could be bolded like this, in the definition itself. I don't know why it's bolded, but it is to emphasize that the evidence prosecutors are required to disclose. And I'm thinking, okay, so, the prosecutor was the one that initiated the Brady disclosure related to the, and Giglio material. It was the prosecutor that initiated this because they found out something that was concerning enough for them to file this into the matter, basically taking responsibility or letting them know. They can't hide stuff. If there's mistakes made, they have to acknowledge the mistakes and let them know. So including any information favorable to the accused, which may reduce a defendant's potential sentence, go against the credibility of an unfavorable witness, or otherwise allow a jury to infer against the defendant's guilt. So they're basically stating, and we've said this here, this is no, new news to the world of YouTube or anybody following this case. They're basically saying that there is possible some evidence that wasn't provided to the defense, and it is possible that that evidence could infer against the defendant's guilt. That means that the defendant is not guilty. It's evidence that could clear that person's name. Potentially, there are a few reasons why this Brady material disclosure was, or notice was provided in this file. So we're going to get back to this, but I want to go over the Giglio portion of it. And that's important too. Giglio directly refers to the law that addresses the use of impeachable evidence, which is evidence that calls into question the credibility of an individual testifying in a trial. So I'm not sure what all of this means and how it will impact Bryan Kohberger's case. But this isn't good, and we stated that when we heard this in March, when this was filed in March, that none of this is good for the case. But nobody knew what it was related to. Even we speculated it was possible that this was related to maybe a past issue with law enforcement, because one of the definitions includes a broader definition that basically states or misconduct by the investigator. So there are portions where it can be an investigator causing problems that would elicit something like this. But I don't think now that is the case. I really don't. So here is what I'm talking about for anybody that is unclear. This was filed in the Kohberger case. Let me see here. Let me just get this down just a little. I want to get it large enough that you guys can see it. This was filed in the case on March 27th, 2023. I'm sure many of you, if you have been following this case, this is not something you have not seen in the past. If you are new, this is something that the prosecutor filed, and I'll read this. Comes now the state of Idaho by and through the Latah County Prosecuting Attorney's Office and respectfully gives notice to court and counsel that the state has become aware of potential Brady Giglio material related to one of the officers involved in the above referenced case. That material, in the form of confidential internal affairs investigation, is hereby submitted in camera to the court. The state intends to disclose the information to the defendant's counsel, but because this information is confidential and exempt from public disclosure pursuant to Idaho Code 74061 personnel records, the state respectfully prays for the issuance of a protective order pursuant to Idaho Criminal Rule 16.1, prohibiting defense counsel from disseminating the information contained in the internal affairs investigation absent a further court or order of the court. And that was signed by William Thompson, March 24th, 2023. Again, it was not uploaded into the system until March 27th. And so I kept thinking, and then when I go back to the Coffindoffer post and what it means, this is not just an officer that had, a behavioral problem. It's an officer that most likely did something that he wasn't supposed to be doing. And, there is evidence, and there's rules, basically, fruit from the poisonous tree. And, that fruit from the poisonous tree, I want to call it basically a doctrine, right? Basically means when you get evidence that is tainted or poisoned, like you're not supposed to have it or you got it the wrong way, it can't be used. And any information that you derived, any testimony, like witness testimony that was derived by that, evidence that you weren't supposed to have or didn't get or didn't acquire correctly, anything that you got from that is out too. So a lot of people don't realize that. So for example, if you have a video, let's just say you collected a video, and this is just plain devil's advocate. This is theoretical. This is just to prove a point. It doesn't mean that this is going to happen or it's being used in the right context. Okay, just for example. But say you got a video, okay, and you got this video, and you didn't go through the right process to acquire that video as evidence under the standards, of the law. And so you bring this video in, and you see, Jane Doe sitting over on the other side of the sidewalk and looking over, and just happens to see the shooting, right? So as a witness and can identify, appears that she, in the camera before, she was just talking to this guy that shot this person. Well, this video was not obtained properly. They get a witness testimony from the girl across the street that was just talking to the shooter. Not only is that video no longer allowed to be admissible in a court of law, that interview that identified the person, her friend that she was just talking to that just shot that person, that interview would have never been derived unless but because of that tape. So now the tape's out, so is that witness's testimony. Now you have no eyewitness to that shooting. You see how it goes? So, there are some things that, so it sounds like an officer didn't do something correctly or above board. And then I, go back to that post from Jennifer Coffendorfer, and I'm reading, these things about, directly refers to a law that addresses the use of impeachable evidence. And then you hear about the Brady material. Evidence prosecutor is required to disclose under the rule. Then you go back to the Brady disclosure, right? And you're like, okay, so we have an officer that did something that he wasn't supposed to do, right? You got an officer that's doing something he wasn't supposed to do. Now he's in trouble. And it must be related to some evidence the prosecutor is required to disclose under the rule, but somehow, manages to screw up impeachable evidence, right? So now you're starting to get a bigger picture that it sounds like an officer did something inappropriately with evidence, right? That's what it sounds like. When you put kind of these things together, you're kind of painting a picture. So what could it be? What could it be? It could be a lot of things. It could be a lot of things. And we've discussed, a lot of things that it could potentially be. But now, I forgot something. It's not as impactful when I get to this point and I don't have the stuff that I need. Oh, Lord. Hold on a second. Let me put this back up. Where is it? I don't even have it. Dad burn it. I was going to put this up. But anyways, now we have this whole idea that there's evidence, and I keep going back. What evidence are they fighting on? Remember, we started at the beginning of this segment, and I was telling you how we're, tentatively watching, especially the discovery. And right now they're fighting over a few things, right? They're fighting over a few things. Most notably here recently is related to the grand jury information. They're wanting a lot more than they're entitled to. The defense is wanting a lot more than it's entitled to. But what's the other thing that they were fighting over, right? They got a motion to compel on. And that's that genealogy testing. The DNA. The DNA. What do we know about the DNA? We know that the DNA was only a very small amount of DNA. And I'm wondering if they destroyed the DNA sampling in doing their testing, and now the DNA is no longer available for testing by the defense. And again, I was going to write this in Jennifer Coffendorfer's chat, but I figured this would be a great talking point about this. And you know what else I found? You know what else I found really comical? I hate picking on people, right? I hate especially other people. Where is it? Hold on, let me do this a different way. Especially people that are in the, why is it not showing this? No, she's on here. Isn't she? On TV, Ashley, that's why. There she is. So she comes up with a her most, I think it's on YouTube. Let me maybe go over to YouTube. They're behind the times. Like, I almost feel, I have to be honest with you, I almost feel bad. And I don't know why, because I really don't care for but I have my reasons. I have my reasons, right? I have my reasons that I don't care for her. And it's because she lied on national TV about me 2 years ago, right? No. No, lady. I know you don't do your research because you keep saying stupid stuff. That's why. So anyways, I can't find it. Maybe I can. Hold on. Maybe I can. Give me just a second. I know where it's at. So she's finally coming out that what is it? Sorry, guys. That that the defense is trying to delay the proceedings. I'm not lying, right? I'm not lying. I'm dead serious. She seriously is. She seriously is now coming out. I think it was like 6 hours ago. Maybe not 6 hours ago. Probably about 10 hours ago. Maybe somewhere around there. And it was just funny because I'm just like, what do you mean? Like, are you behind the times? Like, we've all been talking about how this has been delayed. Here it is. I found it.
And I remember long ago getting into the legal profession, learning about the word dilatory. It's fancy, lots of syllables, but it's super important because a lot of people use dilatory tactics in law or in trials. And I'm getting the sneaking suspicion that one Bryan Kohberger and his legal team might be using dilatory tactics. It's like a delay. It's an effort to span something out.
Delay,
and the reason I think that is because his lawyers have been making all sorts of efforts to slow down the process. They want more time to look into the, let's say, grand jury process to see if the indictment's even a good one. And then they ask for discovery again and again and again.
Ashley, honey, we've been talking about that on this channel for over a week. Actually, since the beginning, since he was arrested, we said at some point the defense is going to start delaying. And she is talking about this motion to stay. We've been on this motion to stay for literally, I think we talked about it on Friday, right? Thursday or Friday. I can't remember when it was filed. And yes, they are trying every tactic possible to delay. But let's get, she's nice. She's got a sweet voice. Let's listen to it.
Could very well be because they're not getting what they should be getting. But I do wonder about the dilatory tactics and if that's what's happening in Idaho right now. I know somebody who knows way more about this than I do. It's Andrew Cherkasky. He's a criminal defense attorney and a former federal prosecutor. He's with me now live.
All right. I want to listen to this. So you guys are going to have to give me a second. I just realized I do not have my coffee pot in here. And this is a major problem. Okay. We cannot run the show without coffee. So you guys are going to have to give me a second. All right, we are back in business. We're back in business. Got the coffee pot and sweetener. All right. All right, let's listen to this.
The reason I ask this is because the state of Idaho has had to go on the record and say, we object, Ann Taylor, who's the lawyer for Bryan Kohberger, we object to your effort to stop the proceedings so that you can do more of a looky-loo through all the grand jury process. Is this normal or is this dilatory?
Well, I think we're still in a normal territory. We're only a little over a month from the indictment that happened back in May. And what the defense is doing at this point is they're doing everything I think they need to do to protect every angle of the case, to make sure that they're getting all of the documents and all of the time they need to review those documents and file their motions. Now, do I think that they're taking tactics that are going to help Mr. Kohberger in the end? I don't, but
remember, we said, is this really going to go through? Remember us saying that? And I said, no, it's not. But at this point, you're going to want them, even if she gets, an additional 30 days, like a stay for 30 days, she's already won. It doesn't matter whether she has won the hearing or not. So I found this comical. I just found it comical. God, I can't even cross my legs. Sorry, guys. It just hurts. But I just found it comical, right? That here we are, we talked about this days ago, but that's the difference between social media and mainstream media. I have to be honest with you. Keep listening.
Well, stop there, because I was going to ask you about this whole business about the state having to come in and object to Ann Taylor's, requests for additional discovery on the grand jury. I have not heard this before. Maybe it's just because I'm not as much in, as skilled as you are, but I have not heard of a robust fight against the grand jury process and the indictment itself. Is that rare, or is this just like throw every piece of spaghetti you can?
I think it's relatively rare, and I actually had to dig into it a little bit today as I was prepping to be here. I think it's what they're indicating they're going after is the makeup of the grand jury.
I told you it was a weak argument. There's no doubt that her argument is weak. Absolutely no doubt that her argument is weak. And I don't know what her angle is, but I know that it was never designed to, she was never going to get the indictment thrown out. We learned that. I told you guys that here. The indictment's not going anywhere. But if she can get this stay, she won. It doesn't matter whether that indictment goes away. She's already won just by the additional time she was able to add to the clock for herself.
So was there a problem in the selection or the people? Were there biases in the grand jury members? If they perhaps have some sort of insight into that we don't know, maybe they're onto something. But realistically, we rarely see that happen. Grand juries are almost untouchable in terms of what happens there. They're relatively secret. There really is very little attack to be had. The Supreme Court hasn't said much about it. So it's an interesting tactic. It's early in the process. I don't see it going very far.
It gives us something.
So I just, I'm sorry, but I just wanted to make sure that you guys knew that you guys are getting accurate information here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. We have a good understanding of the process, right? Just in case you didn't know. All right. So it's nice to see everybody. I saw Turkey Man came in here. Not that Karen gives me more. At Team Summer, Ashley gives more misinformation than any other reporter. Do you agree? I agree with that. Many people know. Many people know that that Ashley, I've come out and spoke out against her because this whole anonymous sources that she kept having. And just Samantha that was in here, and she actually, brought the conversation over, and she actually was able to help find these bits of information that Ashley was pulling from, and they weren't reliable sources. You couldn't even vet the sources where she was getting the information from. And then, the whole anonymous source with a good example, the IDs. There were IDs that were in a box, in a glove, a latex glove in a box, or a glove in a box. That's what it said. On the evidence sheet. I've got the evidence sheet down there, but I don't have time to look for it. But on the evidence sheet, it said a glove in ID glove in box. And so Ashley Banfield said that a source close to the investigation stated that they found IDs, and I'm pretty sure they said in the glove box, like in the car, and that the IDs, at least one of the IDs, were one of the victims of the Moscow murders. That's what was said. That's what she said. I'm not saying verbatim, but I'm summarizing what basically she said. And so we were all like, what? Like, there's the IDs of the victims? And, you know, we questioned that. We're like, wait a minute, this is coming from a unreliable source that we don't even know who the source is. You know, we stated that. And then we have the Dateline episode that their source close to the investigation states that the IDs were found inside a latex glove, inside a box, inside the interior of the home, and that the IDs didn't match any of the victims in the matter. So now you have two prominent mainstream media people. You got Keith Morrison from Dateline. You got Ashley Banfield from News Nation, both with unnamed sources close to the investigation that state two totally separate things. And that is what I don't like. That is what I don't like. Who's right? And then we have this this pleading, this filing into the Bryan Kohberger's case, and it's basically ousting Dateline in some of their misinformation that they reported in their segment, but they did not identify what portion of their segment was misinformation. Was it about the IDs? Was it about the potential that Bryan Kohberger purchased the knife and sheath before he ever made it to Washington State University? Was it the fact that his family started questioning whether it was him? Was it the fact that the family checked the car? Was it the fact that the car was cleaned with bleach? Which statement, or were all the statements inaccurate? They didn't state that in the document. They didn't state that in the document. But I do believe, if with good cause, if Ann Taylor can argue this motion, she might get her stay. If it's not an unreasonable request while she looks into the allegations to challenge the indictment, then the judge, if it's not unreasonable, will stay the proceedings. If she can't make the arguments, he will not. I personally, my understanding is, you know, in these types of cases, judges want to make sure that the case is fair, and if they're not being unreasonable and they have good cause, they're going to argue with this. You know, if it becomes unreasonable, my I don't know why my internet just went down. My signal just went down. It's coming back up, but I'm not sure why. Either way, but you know, it's just not going to, they're going to get it if it's reasonable and she has good cause. And, you know, it is an interesting argument. I mean, let's be honest. It's an interesting argument. Can they challenge the jury? How the jury was selected? I mean, there's obviously a path forward with that strategy. I mean, they do have, there has been some in the past that have went down this road. But again, I don't think it's about truly throwing out the indictment. I think it's about buying time, additional time, you know, stop the clock of the case time. And that's what I really think she's banking on. And if she gets that, it doesn't matter the outcome of whether she's successful on the indictment or not, because I doubt she's going to be successful on challenging the indictment. But that wasn't her goal. Her goal was to buy more time. So she would have already won before she ever even has the hearing about the indictment. And I've stated that before. So right now, you know, we're almost an hour in. I could have just talked for 70 more minutes. So we would have been an hour in. It would have been perfect. But I just don't have that much talk in me today. So I'm going to open up the phone lines so you guys can tell me, what do you think this Brady notice and this Giglio material, what do you think this issue is? Do you think it's the DNA? Do you think it's some other aspect of this case? And I'm trying to think, what is the most important thing that would, you know, trigger something like this? You know, it could be some off piece of evidence that we're not thinking of. It could be, or it could be something that's right in front of our face, right? That's right in front of our face. And I think that this DNA is it might what it's all about. Mama Bullhorn, you were the first to call, so I know you got something to say. Oh, hold on. Don't talk yet. Hold on. I got to change. Hold on. There you are. All right. Talk.
Oh, may I speak now?
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that I had you flipped over to the right screen.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to make sure everybody heard you because you weren't on a screen where anybody could hear you.
Oh. Well,
before you start, good morning, Mom.
Good morning, baby. My baby blue eyes, my star baby. Let's see. All right. You brought something up, the coffin offer message and the two screens. There were two on Kohberger's trip back to Pennsylvania. There were two body cams, as I recall. Well, I haven't seen the first one or the second. I don't know which one it was, but there's only one now that they show on news clips, and I am thinking that one of them was leaked to the news way early, really early, outside of.
Oh, you know what? You're right, because somebody was tipped off about the video to even look for it to ask.
Yes.
So interesting.
I'm thinking great minds work alike. It may have something to do with the trooper that pulled them over the first or second time, I can't remember, could have leaked information so that the news channels would know to go get it.
Interesting perspective.
Or there's another one out there that we've had happen here in this county a lot. Is one of the victims had a relationship with one of the cops that investigated the murders.
Ooh, that would be
that triggers saucy. That triggers a Brady Act.
Yeah, that would be a little saucy, but I don't know this. Well, I guess you know what I've learned over the years. You just never you never know anymore. You just never ever know. So yeah, I can see where it's possible. Yeah.
Or the defendant had a relationship with one of the cops as far as training, investigation, classroom, the CSI room, yada yada yada. So those are my three things.
I think I got it, Ma. Hold on a second. I think I got what you're talking about. Possibly, potentially. I need to stop. I am so bad. Where was that at? I think that was in my shared file. Hold on here. Shared file. Hold on. Oops, I think I got it. Let's see. Let's put this up. Let's see what we got. Oh, shoot. I think I just doxed you, Mom. I'm sorry.
Well, I'll just go undox me.
Okay. Let me pull this up, and you're gonna have to sit silently. And I'll be right back to you. Let me just add this. I did it again. Damn it. I did it again. Sorry. I don't know why it's not taking you off. Why is it not doing that? There we go. I'll just have to leave it like that.
State, please get your license and registration. I was talking to you when you were driving by me there. You're a little too close to the back of that semi. About one car between you and the back of this trailer. We're about one car going 10 miles an hour, so we're going 60 or 70 miles an hour. We're about 6 or 7 cars.
So is that's hold on, let me put you back up here. Shit! I don't know why this keeps doing that. Mom, you're gonna kill me.
Oh.
You're gonna have to change your number after this live.
Well,
I'm sorry. I don't know why it's doing
anyway.
this. It's just not, it's not cooperating with me today. It just really is not cooperating with me today. There we go.
Okay.
It's not cooperating. Can everybody hear my mom? I think you're back on.
Okay, baby.
So anyways, so you're talking about him getting pulled over.
Yes, he was pulled over twice on his way to Pennsylvania. And the only one that they routinely, like Banfield, like, all the news agencies, are the one that they, the dad says, oh, we're from, Idaho, Washington State University, where that shooting was, or whatever, where that shooting was. And I'm going, why did he even mention that? That's the one that all the news agencies are using. But the one that, the other one, I can't remember what it was completely taken off. And I think that was the one that was leaked to the news without proper channels. So that could be it. I was thinking.
Well, do you think you think it's something like I'm starting now to believe that it's the DNA. It has something to do with the DNA. That they destroyed it. Because they've been arguing about the genealogy stuff.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. I learned in the hours and hours and days and days and days and days of watching the Murdaugh trial and the Stouch trial. They only need one allele to identify DNA, one allele. And that's data, evidence, the size of the point of a needle. That's all they need. And that is, I don't know, maybe they did screw up DNA. Maybe they acquired his DNA without a warrant. Maybe,
Yeah.
I don't know. But maybe they did the DNA family thing wrong or something. I don't know. But I said from the get-go, the reason the dad flew out there on a one-way ticket is he knew more than he's telling. There's no way. I'm thinking of me as a parent. I would only fly out on a one-way ticket. I mean, Bryan Kohberger moved all the way out there without any help. Okay? So why did he need help to go back?
True. Well, you know what? We don't know that. I mean, well, I guess we could assume that because, we do have early posts from Bryan's mother early on talking about how, she's sending her son all the way to Washington State and he has nobody out there. So it does sound like he went out there by himself, that his father didn't. But we don't have any concrete, to be honest with you, we really don't have concrete information that be the case.
Right. So anyways, I won't take up your time. I'll let Turkey Man call.
Turkey Man, we're calling you.
Okay.
All right.
But that was just my thought for the day.
All right, Mom.
And I'll try my best to come by after physical therapy.
Oh, that's
if
right.
I can
Yeah,
walk.
I gotta go. I have my hair appointment, but I should be back before then.
Okay. I'll try to give you a massage and some physical therapy myself.
I think somebody just needs to take an elbow in that left cheekbone until you get to the sciatica and just. I don't know what it is. It hurts. It hurts. It's.
Your sister sent me some things of positions. That sounds horrible, but exercises that you need to do. It stretches that sciatic nerve. So we'll see.
I got a doozy. I don't remember. I figured I'd be back to normal. I'd be up and at it. Because I figured I was going to heal before. I was going to not touch the fence for 2 weeks. Like I wasn't going to, I figured I was going to be down for a couple days and I'd be back to normal and I wasn't going to push it. I was going to, but I mean, we're already halfway through the freaking, the week. I went all week last week. We're almost through the second week and it still hurts really bad. And I'm just sorry.
Well, I've had back injuries. I was thrown off a horse and I was thrown off the hood of a car, and that was in my wild and crazy teenage years.
Right.
But it takes a while to heal, and those nerves get bruised. And I think you did a twisting motion.
I did so.
That may have pinched, and you need to take the pressure off your sciatic area.
And last night was a bear because I played musical beds. I was bouncing from one room to the other.
Oh, I know about that one. Oh, Lord. Yesterday I had so much pain. I just wanted to cry for some reason. And I'm thinking, they may be right. Joints may be in tune with the weather. I don't know, but I hurt so bad. I just wanted to cry. But today I'm doing really good. Isn't that weird? So,
well, I'm glad you are. I haven't even used your ice machine thing yet. I got to read it. And me, I've been so busy.
Okay. You just fill it up to the first little line in the bottom.
With water?
And put some frozen. Yeah. Uh-huh. It's about 2 inches of water. And then you put in either ice, or I used frozen bottles, water bottles.
That's what I have in the refrigerator. Those
and
so ice packs.
Yes. And I still have lots of frozen bottles if you want me to bring you plenty.
Oh, I've got plenty here.
Okay. Well, they last a lot longer that way because the ice cubes just melt right away. And then you're having to pick it up and go pour it out and fill it up.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a mess. So I just left the water and then put the water bottles in.
Okay.
And it worked fine. But use the Salon Paws. I swear.
Oh, you put some in there? I didn't know you put any in there.
Yes. I put a whole pack of them in there.
Oh,
you should be 20.
God bless you. Okay. I'll go.
Okay. Yeah. All right. All right. I love you. I love everyone. Have a great day.
Bye.
Mwah.
My mommy. Don't worry, I won't be doxing it. That was just special for my mom, right? If I can't be a pain in her ass, what am I? Right? So we're not going to bounce from screen to screen. So come on, call on in. I promise you. I'm just leaving my hand. My hands are right here. Yes. Mama Bullhorn is great. She's probably a little ticked off at Bullhorn Betty. She's calling her Carrie right now, saying my crazy daughter just doxed. I need a new phone number. Oh, Lordy. Gotta leave it to Mama. Let's see here. I'm trying. I think the guy name was Matt, his neighbor that took him to the pool party. Are you talking about Bryan Kohberger? Let me see if there's another. His dad was there when he moved there because he asked the neighbor to help him make friends. Okay, got it. So that's what I was saying. I'm not sure because I never knew how he got there. I don't know if he drove there. I don't know if he flew there and, got his apartment set up, flew home, packed up and, drove there. If, they had I have to think something like this. He'd need his car. He'd need the, box truck to bring some stuff, clothes and maybe, I guess guys are a little different, right? They just go there. They can just have a backpack and they'll just go there, right? And then they'll just collect stuff as they go. They got their furniture. They're not like girls. Like, we're attached to our stuff, right? They're like, yeah, I'll just get something used while I'm there. Yeah, it's just a couch. It's just a couch, right? So yeah, I don't know how he got there. So the father flew out because where would he leave his car? He rode back with Bryan. Yeah, no, he definitely flew out there. I think the questioning was why. It seemed like, I think my mom was trying to say, if he drove from Pennsylvania there, why does he need to have an escort from there back to Pennsylvania? I think was the rationale behind it, but I don't know. But seriously, buddy, I have a lot of back issues, and Epsom salt is great. Yeah, the problem is, Mel, I don't have a bath. I got a shower. I've got a shower. So I don't have I can't just soak. I used to have a hot tub. Well, I had a hot tub at the other house, but I had a bathtub at the other house too, right? That when I bought this, they had converted it. It's big enough for a tub, and you can tell a tub used to be there. It's just whoever redid this just made it a shower. I don't know why. I personally don't like it. I've always wanted to turn it back into a tub because everything's still there. I mean, it's just moving a pipe, the drain pipe. That's really the only thing that needs to be drained. And of course, the shower head, it can stay up there because you just need. But anyways, long story short, it's not someplace. I don't have anything to soak in. Trust me. I'd love to soak. I'd love to soak. Get a kiddie pool. Oh, that actually might not be a bad idea. So it's just, but I'm just in a lot of pain, and I've actually been doing pretty good. It's just that I just never know when it's going to flare up. I could just bend over to pick up the kitchen towel off the floor, when it falls, and it just inflames it, and I got to go lay down. It's just really bad. So, sorry guys, I didn't realize I had the phones off. I'm sorry, I didn't realize I had the phones off. Phones are on. Phones are on, guys. Phones are on. Sorry about that. I do that because when somebody's calling, I don't like it interrupting the person, because you can't turn the call waiting off. So I find if I'm on the phone with somebody, I can just turn the ringer off and it doesn't disrupt them. So I apologize about that. But you should see a doctor, but I know you won't. I don't know, the real me too. I'm getting to the point where it's starting to make me worry. It really is. It's starting to actually make me worry. I was actually surprised. You want to hear something that I'm really surprised about? Let me grab this. Hey, Turkey Man.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing good. Is the roofer still on the house top?
No, I think they can. Well, I don't know. I don't hear them up there, but I actually think they are either going to. I think they got here about this time yesterday. I don't know. They don't have a whole lot to do, if anything else. They still got the trailer out the front, but they did pretty good yesterday. Like they got, I think, 90 or 95% of the roof's decking sealed yesterday. Like ripped off everything and got the decking sealed and pulled off all the old drip edge and everything. They don't play.
Well, if they know what they're doing, they get her done. That's for sure.
Yeah. It was a hot day yesterday too. I felt so bad for them, and I wasn't even hardly here because I had so much stuff going on. Even the dentist and going here and going there, and I just didn't. I didn't have time. I felt so bad for them. I wish I know they had plenty of water, but I still would have liked to have given them some water. It's just a courteous thing to do.
Well, how's your back doing? I heard you talking there.
It's not doing good. It's the same as it was. I mean, I'm functioning. I'm not laying in bed or anything, but it's really been painful. I haven't really felt. I mean, it still feels like it felt last Monday. It doesn't feel like it's healed. It doesn't feel any better.
Well, we're praying for you, and any time we can't do nothing for your healing, but we can pray that the Lord will heal you. That's for sure. And believe with that. So we've been believing that your back's going to get well, and you're going to you're doing good. But like I say, we don't have the ability to heal you, but I know somebody that does.
Oh, thank you. Actually, I was praying yesterday. Maybe it was this morning because I was awfully tired. I was going from one bed to the other, and I was like, and I said the same thing. Like, God, you're the only one that's going to be able to heal this. Like, I don't want to go to the doctor. Like, please put your hands on me and heal me.
That's right.
Yeah.
He's a great physician. I mean, he knows every hair on your head, and there's a song, and I used it in a message a few weeks back. His eyes is on the sparrow, and I know he's watching me. So, if he cares about that, he cares about us. We just need to trust him that he will. And I didn't call this morning a priest for no means, but I did get an opportunity. I will share what I believe and who I put my faith in. So it works for me, and I know it'll work for you too.
Thank you, love. So how's your week going so far?
Well, it's been busy. Trying to get better health care for my mother. I've got to take her to the doctor Thursday. Hopefully that I can get maybe some help with her because she needs more help than what I can give her, and I definitely do not want her in a nursing home and at the last resort, and it's not there yet. But she's one. When they sent her home from falling, and this is sad. They sent her home when she fell. They sent her home from rehab, and I was looking at that time, maybe getting her into assisted living, something could give her more help than I could get. Not a nursing home, but somewhere that she could have like a little apartment, and go in and see her and people that could actually take care of her. And they said she's going home, and she has the right to go home and fall. And I thought, well, that's kind of sad, but we have a right to do what we choose to do. That is true. But I'm just trying to do the best I can do for her, so maybe I can get some help giving baths and stuff. And that makes it bad. I told Mom yesterday. I said, Mom, I said I'd give you a bath in a minute, but I said I just can't. I can't do that. I said, Dad's here. I didn't care about helping him do that. I just have a problem with that.
You might want to go to your local nursing school and see if there's any, graduating CNAs that can start out, because they'll need the on the job training, and it could be a win-win for both of you, where she's only, a person's only there for a couple hours a day, and they're getting the on the job training that they need, and it's not as expensive as somebody that's been seasoned doing this for years.
Well, what happened with her, and I think it happens a lot of cases of elderly people in particular. I was taking her to her doctor on a regular basis, and she got so scared. All you say is scared, fearful, that if she went to the doctor, that they was going to put her in a hospital.
Aww.
And if she went to the hospital, then they went to be checked out. She had a sniffle or whatever it was, and she was so concerned about that because of COVID had her scared to death. And I, as much as I tried, tell her otherwise, and so I couldn't get her to the doctor. Well, her potassium dropped so low that it made, older we get, we have some dementia. I mean, my wife the other day, she asked me if I knew a person down the road had Alzheimer's or not. And I said, yeah, but I forgot it. But we all have that. We forget stuff, But when her potassium level dropped, that multiplies that. And I'm not getting her to the doctor and testing her blood. We did not know, but it was really low. Time when she fell and checked, her potassium level was really low. Well, I've got all this medicine that they put her on through therapy, through rehab and all. I got to get her back to the regular doctor to see what she needs. And that's
she's a significant age. How old is she?
she will be 95.
God bless her.
July the 19th is coming month. She'll be 95. And if she took, I seen a decline in her after she had the vaccination. She was driving around here, still more sense than most people got. Was driving around here because we live in the country.
Yeah.
And she couldn't go in the city, but she could go around and do well. Go down to the Dollar General and get some stuff. Go down the little grocery store down the road and go get her hair done. Come to church, so on and so forth. She was able to do, but when she got that
my friend, she said that she's never quite recovered from that as well. She said that she doesn't feel all there. That's what she always says.
No, and really and truly, so like her mother and her grandmother, they lived up past 100.
Yeah.
And her sister just passed away. She was 99.
Yeah.
And, really and truly, they checked her out. She's healthy as a horse, except she's when she fell in her back and stuff, she has to have a walker kind of help her around. But she didn't have nothing but a cane before that.
Wow. God bless her. God bless her. Well, enjoy every minute you get to have with her. So
Absolutely. In fact, sometime you get a chance to go to our church YouTube page and look. A year ago, Mother's Day, a year ago, she gave her testimony.
Aww.
And yeah, she's on her. It's pretty sweet. You get an opportunity to go on our church YouTube and go back, and you can see her there. She was talking, and I'm telling you, sharp.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking sharp. But I just need prayers, because I know the Lord ain't through with her. She doesn't been gone. That's the way all of us is. But and we're all anxious to go, but we ain't anxious to get on board the bus right yet.
Right.
Well, I'll let you go, Miss Betty.
You said a year ago Mother's Day? I'm writing it down. You said a year ago Mother's Day? Okay.
A year ago this month. Mother's Day, yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, love.
So all right, have a good one.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.
This is Betty.
Betty, hi. Hey, this is Marion Olson. I'm calling you to let you know about your back. You're having so much trouble with sciatica.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have a friend who had it for a year, and she started using Australian Dream Cream, and she solved it. It was gone.
That stuff really works. I've heard about it before.
It just blows my mind. I bought it for my arm.
Yeah.
And it has stopped my arm from hurting.
Wow.
It's amazing.
Well, you hear the commercials. You hear the commercials, and I've heard the Australian Dream Cream before, but you never know if it really works. So it's kind of interesting. Thanks for the testimony. Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted you to know, because I had sciatica like a year ago.
Yeah.
Oh, I was home in bed for like 4 weeks.
This is awful.
I know. And it hurts so bad. I understand. I sympathize with you so much.
Yeah.
So get some and try it right away.
All right, love. Thanks so much. Take care.
Okay, you too. Bye-bye.
Who knew? Australian Dream Cream. I'm going to definitely get some, because I'm willing to try anything besides going to the doctor. You know what I'm saying? If anybody knows me, I do not like going to the doctor. I don't even like going to the dentist. Like, I loathe going to the dentist. Like, just if it was I should probably stop. I don't like teeth. I don't like dentists. I know I need them to eat, and that's the only reason why I like my teeth, right? I hate mouth problems. I hate teeth problems. I hate cavities. I hate dentists. I don't like doctors. But I'll go. I'll go. Anyways, guys, we've had a great time this morning. I know we're going to be cutting it a little short today. We're having so much fun. But I promise you, this is one thing I will do. I've got several videos that are going to be dropping today. So I hope you guys, if you have not subscribed to the Bullhorn Betty channel, please hit that notification button, hit the subscribe button. If you'd like to know how to support or help this channel, the best way you can do that is by watching our videos, watching the commercials. If you have the ability to support more, maybe consider becoming a member to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. This is a viewer-sponsored channel. So we go out to the places and we get front row seats as we investigate some of these cases. We were out there for the Idaho 4. We ran live when Bryan Kohberger was named in front of his apartments as they were executing the search warrant. This is Betty.
Good morning, Betty and chat. This is Lori Lowe. How are you?
Lori! Hey,
I've been trying to reach you about your back. I've been disabled for years with it. I got hurt on the job. And that's why I moved down here. But Betty, I'm going to tell you, I've been flat on my back this whole week. You need to get out of that chair.
Yeah, I've been walking. I've been even shopping. But every time I go out of this house, it costs me hundreds of dollars.
You can't. Let me tell you, because I'm not a doctor person and I'm not a pill person. All right. I do anything not to go to either one of them, and including the dentist. I swear to God, I'll pull my own tooth with a string on a doorknob. No, I'm only kidding. But no, listen. First, get yourself. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm going to tell you what I do, and it really helps. Okay, you need to first lay flat in your bed. Okay, take pillows, put them underneath your knees, and they got to be like your body has to be in an L shape. So you're going to release the pressure off the lower back. Okay, that's number one. And you, unfortunately, you're hyper like me. I mean, I can hear it in your voice. Mine's the same way.
Right.
I can't sit still. But when this happens, every time you're sitting in that chair, you're taking steps back. Yeah. I promise you. It's just prolonging the agony. So I want you to tell you to do that. Lay there. All right.
My mom told me the same thing. She's like, you're going to have to get through the pain to get to the other side. I'm like, no.
Yeah, you do. It's true. It sucks, but you do. Then I'm going to tell you also glucosamine. And I'm going to say this one wrong. Cumin, that spice, cumin or
cumin. Yeah, you
said it. Cumin. Use it. You don't even taste it. Use it in everything. And glucosamine is a homeopathic over-the-counter type of anti-inflammatory, and it helps the bones and everything, and arthritis, all that.
Yeah.
You take those, okay? The BioFreeze that somebody asked, rub it all over you. But make sure when you get the BioFreeze, it's the professional kind.
I love how you said it, rub it all over you. I'm thinking,
I'm not even kidding. Everywhere it hurts, rub it. Okay? It comes in a ball, like a roll-on, like a
yeah,
just a roll-on.
I used BioFreeze when it didn't come in all those fancy things. It only came in a tube of lotion. It wasn't a pretty sight for a lot of people.
They have them in like Walgreens. Oh, Walgreens. Okay. This is going to help you a lot. You're going to alternate whatever works with you while you're laying there. Ice pack on your back, like laying on an ice pack, or the heating pad. Okay, because ice is going to thin the blood so that it gets away from the area. Heat draws it. So you want to get that blood away from pooling in that area. All right. So ice helps me really, especially in Florida.
Yeah.
And when I was in New York, it was the heating pad. But and since you want to get out and go to Walgreens, get the BioFreeze, and also get yourself they're a red box Lubriderm belts. It's a gauze belt.
Mm-hmm.
You won't even feel it. It's a gauze belt, and it's got magnets in it. And what you do is you wrap it around your waist. You won't, I buy these things by the case. Okay, by the case, I buy them. Okay, you wrap that around you. It's a gauze belt. These magnets, it's like walking around with a heating pad on your back all day. It just relaxes the body. But the main thing, so if you're on your back, make sure those pillows are under your knees and your knees are up high. Okay, you got to get the pressure off the back.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, if you're a side sleeper,
I'm a belly sleeper, which makes it so.
Oh, I'm a belly sleeper too. Forget the belly right now. You can't do it. You just.
That's the problem. That's been my problem. That's why I've been bouncing, is because it's been so hard trying to adjust my sleep, trying to adjust my sleep position.
Okay. I'm a belly sleeper, and the only way that I could go to sleep is on my belly, which is why I've been up all week, because I can't sleep. But what you do is go on the side, sleep on your side, and put the pillows in between your knees.
Okay.
Because you want to keep your hips aligned straight. Yeah. So in other words, the reason why when you're on your belly it hurts more the next morning is because you're arched the wrong way. When you're on your side, if you put the pillows in between your knees, that's keeping your hips aligned straight, and it's easier to fall asleep. Okay.
The falling asleep's not is fine. It's just I start waking up and it wakes me up out of a sound sleep.
Right. Staying asleep is the hardest. But also, when you're getting out of bed, okay, you're going to have to do this until you feel better. The more you sit, the longer you're going to hurt. I'm sorry to tell you. Okay. But when you're getting out of bed, you're going to roll over on your belly, and then like swing your feet over, and that's a perfect stretch for your back. You got to do stretches. You can no longer just sit straight up and get out of bed. It ain't happening. It ain't happening. I'm telling you.
Like even right now, like it is just all over, just right. It's from the buttocks to the side of the and it just doesn't go away. Before my whole back hurt, and now it's just all here,
all around your waist, going into your groin, down your leg, in the cheek butt. Yep.
On my left side.
Mine too. Oh my God. Okay. So, but I got nerve and disc damage. Oh, forget it. I'm on that. But anyway, what you need to do is, like, when you're getting off the bed in the morning, just stand up by the bed and stretch your arms and your belly and your chest over the bed. Like, so you're laying on the bed, but you're stretching. Those are stretches to do. And stretching from this point, like from whenever you hurt your back, the morning ritual of getting out of bed and stretching is the best thing you could do for yourself. Otherwise, once it's injured at our age, and I'm a little older than you. I'm telling you, I pulled the shower curtain over one day and I called an ambulance just because of the movement of the shower curtain.
You know what? I'm telling you, I'm ready to call the damn ambulance myself. I'm broke. What services do you need? I need a new backbone. Can you deliver one, please?
When I go to pain management, he goes, I'm in tears. And he's like, what can I do for you? I said, excuse my language, cut me off at the fucking waist.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I tell him. I don't care. I can't take it. So I get trigger point injections, and I get epidural nerve blocks 3 a year. That's what really saves me from staying away from narcotics. Don't get me wrong, Betty. I got those narcotics.
Yeah.
If it's an ambulance or the narcotics, because I don't want to go to the hospital and see a doctor, I'll take the narcotics.
Yeah, I think everybody, this day and age, especially with how much doctors, like I got prednisone. I mean, I got a whole pharmacy over the years, sitting in a drawer here, but I just stay away from it. But, actually, to be honest with you, prednisone, I've been taking that. So I've been trying to take stuff that I think will help build the muscle and tissue, but nothing's been working. So I know
Well,
it's not the tissue, it's not the muscle, it's something different. It's like it's got to be a pinched nerve. It's got to be something.
Right. It would. I know you ain't going, but
Yeah.
it would behoove you to go to an orthopedic, and what he will do is just do. And he's not going to. Please do me a favor. Don't go to a chiropractor. Don't go.
I'm not going to a chiropractor. They work for some people, but I mean, I had neck surgery because, you know, I probably shouldn't have gone to a chiropractor and did.
Right. But if you go to an orthopedic, they will first tell you to go for an MRI to see exactly what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And then the first thing they're going to do is put you in physical therapy.
Yeah.
Me, I forget physical therapy. I'm too far gone. Don't put me in. So I go in my pool. I don't think you have a pool, right?
I don't have a pool, but I'll find a pool. It's Florida. They're a dime a dozen.
All right. If you could find a pool and get in the pool, you know where the jets hit on the pool, like to make the water circulate? Yeah. First, let that jet hit you on the back right there. And then all the stretching that I'm trying to, like, you hold on to the side and you put your feet against the wall and no hard movement. Right. Just stretch. All the and your half your body weight in the water. So I go in my pool and I do all this. But I do it on the bed too. You just gotta baby yourself and stay out of a chair. I promise to watch you even while you're laying in your bed and you got the phone looking. I promise I will watch you anyway. But that's what you really need, girl.
I know. But you know what? The show's
do what you
out.
do.
So I do try to get up, and when I overdo it, I'll go lay down for a little bit. No. I've been trying to stay up. I've been trying to stay active. I've been trying to do anything and everything to loosen this up, to release this, whatever. I just don't want to go to the doctor, but I'm starting to think, I'm starting to come to acceptance that I may have to go to the doctor.
You just may have to just try first. Give yourself like 4-5 days of only getting out of that bed unless you got to pee. I ain't kidding you. It's horrible. I'm hyper city. You can't keep me down for 5 minutes, let alone 5 days. But let me tell you, I've been through this long enough to know, like, oh, well, here I am. And those pillows and everything. And then I'm like, everybody just stay away from me because I'm a bitch on wheels. Yeah. And I just can't help it. The pain. But every time you walk around or you get out of that bed and you sit in a chair, walking is okay. But when you sit, you're done.
Yeah,
you just set
it's
yourself
sitting
back
and standing up and bending over, and it's just all the hip movements.
Yeah, yeah. I could give you a boatload of things, and we could talk. You have my number that called in. We could talk off this. I don't want to consume this chat. And hi, everyone.
And not only that, but I'm going to be getting off anyways. I got to hear.
No. But if you need anything, call. And I'm going to be in Bradenton looking at houses. If you want me, I'll drop you off a muscle relaxers or some professional patches.
Well, you know, you might want to be careful. We got those stalkers out there. They'll have the FBI over here.
Oh, no, they're not narcotics. Oh, yeah, I got it.
It's some lidocaine patches.
That's what I have, lidocaine patches, but they're professional. But I mean, I will share with you. I won't give you pills. Forget the pills.
Yeah.
I will share the patches.
It's funny because you know that's what they would do. They'd be like, Bullhorn, Betty's got a deal going on. Well, what is it?
I know. And I'm the one that don't chat and no one else's chat because I don't want no one at my door because I got guns. So don't come to my door, anybody. Just don't do it. Yeah. So I don't say nothing about anybody. I don't repeat nothing. I can't get it. I got out of Facebook because of the way they are, and I'm like, YouTube is like even worse. I'm like, holy crap!
It's getting bad. It's getting bad here on YouTube. I don't get it, but you know what? We just deal with what we got to deal with.
Yeah. I'm friendly foe. I don't fight with no one. I really don't. I'll hang up before any argument. I'm like, have a good day. I tell the people, and I just leave. So. You have my number. If you need anything, call me. We'll talk.
Thank you, Laurie. God bless.
All right. child. Thank you for everything you do. Get out of that chair.
I'll be out of the chair in a few minutes.
All right. Bye, everyone. Bye-bye.
Oh, Lori's so fun. She's so fun, isn't she? And anyways, guys. So, but she is right about a few things. But there are a couple things that I did want to go over because I know that with everything going on, I've missed a lot of, viewer support. And I pride myself of always acknowledging the viewer support. And I know that we've had Stacy that was 8 months. I didn't get a chance to call you out. We had Dawn that was 7 months. I didn't have an opportunity to call you out. We had Julie, I believe, that has, provided multiple gift memberships to audience members on the Bullhorn Betty channel. And there were several people that provided super chats and super stickers. But I have not, I did not acknowledge those yesterday. So I just wanted to tell you guys, thank you. Sometimes I try to grab them. But when there's different things going on, and especially with as much pain as I've been in, sometimes I just stop. Like I just stop the show, right? It's like, hey guys, I'll talk to you later. Bye. Like, kind of like what I'm doing now, right? We usually go 2 hours. It's like right over an hour and 30 minutes. And it's like, I'm in a lot of pain. So I want to say, I love you guys. I'm here, but it kind of sucks. I don't know what else to say. I hope that the information that we provided you about the Brady Giglio, I hope it just inspires some thought. If you guys have another perspective related to what that Giglio notice and the Brady notice and the Giglio materials are referring to, I'm personally starting to lean that it has something to do with the DNA. I'm not confident 100% on that, but I'm reading through this and I'm trying to make heads or tails of it. And of course, it's conjecture because we don't have the full picture. And we got to take the facts that we have of this case and try to make something of it. We know that this Brady notice and this Giglio material that they're referring to is very important. There's something here that's not good. And it might actually be something that may not be able to be presented at trial due to the actions of a law enforcement personnel member. So we're still wondering, but I don't know. It was just like when I was reading the whole thing with Jennifer Coffendorfer, it just like this, I talked to you guys about how I start, gut instincts and, light bulbs and stuff like that. So it was just starting to, as I was reading it, make me feel like this might be geared toward the DNA and how they collected the DNA and how they found and connected it to Bryan Kohberger, and did they potentially destroy the DNA evidence from the defense being able to test it themselves, and could that have created this whole Brady notice, this Giglio material type of issue that we're seeing that was the state prosecutor Bill Thompson filed this back in March. And since then, we kind of touched on it, and then, we don't really know what it's for or what it's related to. We know it's in the Bryan Kohberger case. We know it's related to a law enforcement officer doing something wrong. We know what the Brady notice is related to. We know what the Giglio materials will be consistent of. So what does all of this mean? And there's just something in me that really I don't know what aspect of the DNA, but I have a funny feeling it is related to the DNA. And again, this is just my speculation on this information. This is not even a whole lot of, concrete factual information. It's just more of a hunch than anything. And so I'm curious to find out what your hunch is. What does this have to do with? So if you're on the replay crew, don't forget to leave a comment in the chat box below to let me know your thoughts. And along with you guys that are in the chat, don't forget to like this video, and please come back later this afternoon. We're going to be uploading videos. We're going to, and I'm probably going to do a live later tonight. I'm going to start, I know we talked about having 2 lives a day, and then, stuff just, life happens. So we're going to be executing. We still have our goals. I can tell you, we're a little behind on our goals that we had at the beginning of the year. We're a little behind on our metrics of our goals, but we're still moving forward. We're still completing our goals and our goal list for me personally, as well as this channel. So we're doing good. We really are. We're doing good. We are falling short in some areas, and we're excelling in other areas of our goals. So that's just the best the best place that we can be. The one bad thing has the name. It's Officer Brady Giglio Payne. Nah, that's Brett Payne is one thing, but I don't think it's. I'm getting it. So you think it's related to Brett Payne? Sorry, Elliot. It takes a little bit for Bullhorn Betty to catch up. It takes a little bit for Bullhorn Betty to catch up. Now I get it. So maybe. So we got a person that is giving their perspective and saying that they believe it's associated with Brett Payne. Possibly. I will not dispute it. It could potentially be Brett Payne, because he had his hands in a lot of stuff early on in this investigation. You know, we have a lot of videos of him going to the house, you know, in September for noise complaints, you know, underage drinking, you know, a lot of stuff. We saw Brett Payne in front of the house dumping out alcohol. You know, it's a lot. So there is, you know, and he does. I had an opportunity to meet Brett Payne. He seems like a cocky kind of guy. You know, just the way he walks, you get a lot from a person just by previewing them. Period. And yeah, so I can see that. I can see where that's happening. I really can. I can see where that's a possibility that it's Brett Payne. So now we have the possibility of what officer it's referring to and the possibility of what the actual material is referring to. So it's just a hunch, guys. It's nothing that is fact driven. I'm just curious if my hunch will pan out. A lot of my hunches have panned out. You know, some of them don't. But a lot of them do. So I'm very, very thankful for that. Blessed Mama says, what's your thought on the dad who executed his boys? I read that. I was going to cover it, but it seemed like a lot of people were covering the case. I don't necessarily agree with all the coverage of the case, like what their stuff is. I have to be honest with you. Here's what I know, Blessed Mom. Before I truly knew the facts of this case, the first time I learned of what was his name? It's like Dorman, I think it is, Mr. Dorman, the father. I can't remember his first name. You know, I saw him in court, and you saw this he's tall, but he's really slender. So a kind of small guy, you know, I mean, compared to like the prison people that you would expect, like an Alex Murdaugh, right? Not really the prison type of person, but much bigger. And you got this guy that's really tiny, and you know, he's in that suicide suit, the turtle suit as we call him, and he's just before the judge, and you can kind of see him shaking, and he's crying. Like I almost cried. And I'm like, what would bring this guy to this? And then it wasn't until the next day that I started seeing the video of him and how cold and calculated he was, and how he was sitting on that front porch or the stoop, you know, the stairs, waiting for law enforcement. And you hear the mom just wait, you know, just that grief crying in the background. And he's just being all calm, cool, and collective. And I'm just like, you flipping dirtbag, right? I went from feeling almost sorry for this sack of crap at that freaking court hearing to wanting to claw his eyes out the next day when I see him just sitting there and acting calm, cool. Like, you took out your freaking sons, dude. You chased one of them down and drug him back home. Like, dude, you're lucky you had that damn gun. You're lucky you had the damn gun. Because I'm telling you, he's lucky he's in jail. I have to say, he's lucky he's in jail. You might have Bullhorn Betty protested in your front yard if you weren't, right? Oh well. So anyway, but anyways, it was a sad story, but I'm telling you, I'm looking at this guy. I was just, I think I was angry when I saw him the next day on the, when they were releasing the body cam footage and stuff like that, or maybe they had released, I just see it until after I saw his court hearing when he went into the court. And when I saw that, I'm just like, I was almost angry. Like, how dare you dupe me in court? Like I felt duped by him. Like, you had me feeling bad for you. And, it was a good, 18 hours before I saw the video. And then I'm just looking at him and I'm like, you sick man. Don't be using those crocodile tears in that court. We obviously know he can drop them now, right? But don't be using those crocodile tears in the court, because at the end of the day, you're going to be there. What? You're going to cry? You're going to cry when you plan to execute your children? You're going to cry now? Yeah. Save it. Save it, buddy. Save it. You're calm, cool, and collective when you execute him. You're calm, cool, and collective when you got arrested. Be calm, cool, and collective when you go through this trial, buddy. Be calm, cool, and collective. Don't be showing those tears. We ain't got time for all that. We ain't got time for all that. And I hope they seek the DP in that. If anybody is curious about how I feel, I definitely believe in, the death penalty, and will absolutely support it where it's appropriate, only where it's appropriate. So, all right, guys. Well, that's it for this. Maybe we'll do, I didn't really look into the case. I've been monitoring the case with the 3 boys, but I haven't really dived into it. And I definitely have not ran anything on my channel related to it. So maybe I'll look into it. Maybe I'll do a little, I don't know if it's going to be like an awareness or, just bringing attention to the case. Honoring the boys. I mean, geez, honoring the mother. My God. There's just a lot of prayers. A lot of prayers need to be had. And you know what? There's enough ugly in this world. It's up to each and every one of us whether we want to be part of that ugly or we want to be part of that, the greatness. And I hope everybody chooses to be kind to one another as opposed to being, jerks. Thank you, Robin. Probably later. So we'll monitor the situation. But I think that's it, guys. It's released now.
Good morning. My name is Amy Cavino. We are live outside Superior Court here in the city of Manchester, where just about 7 minutes ago, this motion was unsealed by the court. This was a motion filed by WMUR to unseal the affidavit of the Harmony Montgomery murder investigation. It's 48 pages. We've only had our hands on it for a few minutes. And we do have to warn you here that the information laid out in this affidavit is extremely graphic. It is upsetting. And so it may be too much to listen to. We are going to try to give you
All right. Well, this is going to be the situation with this because of the graphic nature of this. I don't want to run this just yet. We're going to have to be behind the 8 ball on this maybe later this afternoon. This will be what we discuss, but I definitely want to preview this before I just let some news organization release that information out. We'll listen to it, but if it gets too graphic, then I'm pulling it, and you guys are going to have to wait until I can get this downloaded, and I'll make my own version of the video.
a preview of what happened here to Harmony Montgomery, basically from the words of Kayla Montgomery in an interview she did just about a year ago with police. She describes the family being evicted from that Guilford Street house and living out of a car. This was just around Thanksgiving time of 2019. According to this affidavit and according to Kayla, they were living out of their car with 2 young boys and little Harmony Montgomery, and that according to Kayla, Harmony was having a lot of bathroom accidents, and this family was stressed. And Adam affidavit, and
that could be a number of things. When I see children that start having bathroom issues, it can be a number of things, from being essayed to just, you know, dealing with a traumatic event.
The moment that Harmony was killed is described in this affidavit. It happened shortly after noontime on December 7th. Harmony had had a toileting accident in the backseat of the car. And as he was driving, according to the affidavit, Adam turned around from the driver's seat with a...
Okay, so I can almost see where this is going. You guys are I'm gonna drop the link for you guys to watch this on your own. I'm gonna have to do a video because I'm scared it's gonna be too graphic for this show, and I don't want to have anything. There's the link to this. I'm gonna review it. I'm going to review this, and then we'll discuss it later this afternoon. But this is going to be pretty graphic, but I just dropped the link for all of you guys to go over there and watch it and listen to it. I'm going to do that as well. But in light of everything that's been going on, we got to be very, very careful about, you know, stuff that's being stated. So I just like to review it first. I know it just dropped, but it sounds like it's pretty bad, and it sounds like the affidavit's going to be fairly graphic. Let me just...
the closed fist.
So there you go. And just to give you an idea of what happened to her. So with that being said, guys, I want you guys to go make it a great day. It's Tuesday. We'll be back here tomorrow as we slide into the weekend. Don't forget to be fearless. If you see something, say something. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And until next time, be safe and kind to one another.
As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Get breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.